seen over the last 2 weeks. But we're going to find out what is coming our way for game number 2.
Team Liquid versus Gaimin Gladiators Grand Finals Game 2.
What is coming our way for game number 2, Effie?
I got a little too excited there, Stever, but for Gaimin, I think that they really do need to give Dyrachyo a hero with a better timing. The reason why these semi-carry ranged heroes like Wind Ranger, like Lina, have been so popular is they get that Gleipnir timing and then they have kill threat around the map. If all of this damage is happening in the first 15 minutes, you want to carry that within that time can take advantage of it economically and be able to join the fight explosively.
If they want to go for a carry, I would not mind to see Wind Ranger for Dyrachyo. If they want to go for a support, Mirana is still available, so they do have a ban into a pick. Either that or take Shadow Demon, because Shadow Demon, played by Tofu, always a 3 to watch. This guy making some insane plays, hunting people down.
Well, there is a Naga Siren, and it
available.
will be on Gaimin Gladiators side, T-Gub.
Fair play. So the logic of this one was, I feel like this is where, when you get to a grand finals, the heroes that always get banned, they have to appear at some point, because there is like the respect of the game. And here, Gaimin, they have first pick, they ban the Visage to the Doom, the Naga Siren's available. I was wondering maybe they could give it to Liquid, pick a hero themselves, but instead, they take it, and Liquid instant response with the Nature's Prophet.
Naga Siren is so hard to play against, though. I mean, she's been banned almost every game for a reason. She has such high armor on lane where she doesn't lose trades. She provides map play with her illusions, where as a position 5, she can push out whichever lane that she chooses. And she has the ultimate reset tool in the game. That Song of the Siren with the Shard it just flips teamfights over their head. And like T was mentioning, we saw that the Kunkka win rate against Liquid is good for that reason. If they can prolong these fights, find that reset, stop that timing of their aggression, kite out the fights, should be good for Gaimin. So I'm surprised this Naga was given away.
I mean, of course, the Facet as well, very strong. With Deluge, you reduce status resistance, you know, push waves, like we said, with the damage. Like, it is really obnoxious to play into. But there is a world where, like, if the game is too quick, then sure, Naga, she likes a little bit more of a, let me use my song for that one big fight. Let me, you know, get the vision from multiple opportunities to skirmish. If the game's too quick, it's like you're not always gonna have song every single fight. That's why I think Liquid insta-pick their Prophet, because the speed in which they can play with this hero, they can eat through, you know, one ultimate from a Naga Siren. Like, it's not gonna be the worst. That's why I think Gaimin need to respect that inevitable pressure and have more heroes to protect Naga, not having to be the only hero to survive the fight, or at least, you know, disengage from the fight.
Naga is also a hero that can stop some of these pushes by creep cutting, creating those illusions. You cut one creep wave, maybe 2 of them. One of the reasons why the hero is so popular is you get quite a lot of farm. This is one of the most farm-heavy position 5s in the game right now, I would say, and also one of the reasons why this hero is the most contested hero of the International.
And another strength of Naga is Ensnare is such a high value disable at level 1. Like, this hero's kill threat comes online very early on lane. So I'd like for Gaimin to take advantage of this setup with the Ensnare. Like, with one of those Dyrachyo turret heroes, even Alina could be really cool here. Just any kind of follow-up damage to make it so that Naga isn't just a song.
Shadow Demon being picked up. Team Liquid got one of the saving supports again, as we do have to note that once again, Tusk is left in the pool. Gaimin Gladiators have the chance to pick it up themselves if they want to at this point.
Yeah, that's the key thing here. Liquid, they had the option to go for Tusk or Shadow Demon. They have put Shadow Demon in a higher priority because of what we've seen it do in the last couple of games. And if Gaimin are to pick Tusk, then they've got double melee supports. Naga can't really find, you know, too much pressure on the map. Tusk, it could get a little bit clunky. Hence why I think Liquid hedged their bets, went for the Shadow Demon. If Gaimin don't pick it up, they'll take it themselves.
And also, Shadow Demon is the anti-ace hero. If you're playing against ace, he's going to have a trillion auras. With the Shadow Demon Purge, you can just remove that on a single target and take them out early.
Yeah, but not in this one. Centaur, he has, with the Stampede, this is the statement. This is not anti-carry. Shadow Demon ulti, we don't care too much about it. Once you pop it, we're going to be able to reset. You also have Naga Siren. So Gaimin Gladiators looking forward to see some of these more prolonged team fights.
And once again, they're respecting what Naga Siren can suffer with, because they're picking heroes who, in theory, should be independent, not requiring heroes to help them out. Like Centaur plus ranged hero, when you get Centaur to his first cheap item, you can leave him on an island. He can play by himself, and that's when you make other moves. And Enchantress, how many times have we seen Enchantress just free cast the spells? Impetus constantly, Dragon Lance, Moon Shards. I feel like Snaking, Celery, like every +5 at some point has just had an insane game on this hero.
Now, I will say that Naga Siren has been incredibly popular, but mostly as a position 5. And you are also right, it is normally Celery that plays the Enchantress. So which one would you like to see bumped up in priority? As once again, the Tusk in the hands of Team Liquid. So they got the double saving support, and they follow that up with the 33 Bristleback, or Mickey Bristleback.
Yeah, but with this draft that Liquid have crafted, it's skirmish, 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 run at you, run at you, run at you, and there are no stuns on the side of Liquid. So I want to see Gaimin, with this 18 pick, exploit the lack of stuns and go for a Storm or a Puck themselves, something that can have free reign at later parts of this game.
Slight concern potentially for Gaming. Competitively, Tofu, the last time he played Enchantress was in 2023. Before that was only a game, 2019. He's only got 4 pro games on Enchantress. So it's not as if it's like a specialty for Tofu. And I feel like Naga Siren is always going to be the 5 position. Unless Tofu wants to bump it up in priority. Again, I feel like Naga needs to be the 5, Ench needs to be the 4. But yeah, Tofu's going to be pulling out a hero that he's not too, at least competitively seasoned on.
In that case, you can always just have a support swap. Like, you can have Celery lane bottom. He doesn't necessarily have to go top if you are committing to playing this Naga Siren on Tofu.
Sure. And now the counter-aggression pick with the Puck. You want to try and prevent that movement from Liquid. My concern here, where is the damage? When Liquid gets to like Bloodstone, Axe on Bristle, and Prophet has his BKB, what stops them from just walking down the lane, hitting the tower with a tree, Tusk and SD saving? There's no real kill threat coming out from Gaimin.
Get that Luna for Duraccio. I mean, you need bonus damage. She provides that damage to the entirety of your team. She's going to be a strong on lane versus Bristleback, and it'll give them that early tempo to play on. Also, like I mentioned earlier, no stuns for the Puck, so I do think that Team Liquid need to draft a failsafe, a means to stop Quinn if his game starts to get out of hand.
I feel like I'd prefer to see like a Monkey King type option for Gaimin to take a little bit more fight. I'm worried like a Luna is a bit too slow, where after lane you play to the jungle and there's no real map play to be had. Invading stacks, like contesting is a key theme for Gaimin, at least in this one.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing some stunners from the mid lane for Team Liquid. Earthshaker definitely comes to mind. You're playing against Naga. There's going to be a lot more illusions. Instant stun against Puck. This is something that they did play once or twice against the same matchup. The other one is Tiny. I think this hero also works because you want to have some extra burst damage when it comes down to the Enchantress. Avalanche, great tool against the Centaur. And also you can toss somebody into the team. Bristleback is not answered yet.
I just realized, yeah, Monkey's banned, so... well. But that type of hero, and along that line of that type of hero, Ursa banned out as well. We haven't really seen too much Ursa, but they are respecting the thought of, what if this core just blows up our Bristle? If we don't actually end the game in 25 minutes, does it not get pretty scary? And yeah, they're banning out these heroes that have that X factor, that comeback potential. And that is true. Voxy on Tusk is pretty free win.
I like the Earthshaker idea you mentioned, Lacoste, or DK for Team Liquid. Just that stun, that ability to play off of an initiation that doesn't come from your Tusk will simplify the game for Liquid. It will really go a long way.
Well, let's see. They have got still also half a minute left in their bonus time, where they can decide not just what to play, but what their game plan will be. And what Duraccio is going to play. That is the main question. And I just want to get this out. Naga Siren, there's no chance it's going to play it as a core, right?
No, she's not.
Okay.
This is going to be.
I just wanted to get it out there.
It's been a long time since Naga has been played as a core.
Another option for Duraccio could be the Alchemist. That way they can play the Ench 5 and then just experiment. Okay, the DK does come out. They stole it. They took it away. I think this is excellent. And now they have a carry on Duraccio where he just buys Blink Dagger first, which is the item timing we talked about around that minute 15, runs in with his team, has the ability to take the towers, has the ability later on in the game to outscale the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, this is a good game where there's two types of Dragon Knight, right? You've got the Falcons type Dragon Knight, which is the high-speed Blink Orchid, or you have the scaling Dragon Knight with the Armlet into S and Y, and then you're like Daedalus Satanic, and you become the unkillable Red Facet DK. potentially this time around, I'd like to see him go greedier to become the true core of the game. Because if they do go active, they still have damage issues early on. So I'm hoping, for at least gaming's sake, it does feel like a flip on the script. They aren't going to be the aggressors on the map. It is about how quickly can you scale whilst dealing with Liquid.
What you're describing is some K1.
Yeah, I want
type of
K1 level DK, exactly.
Yeah, because he was staying 5k ahead, and Tiny comes out, good solution, as we mentioned, great against Puck in the lane. You'll always have some kind of a stun, cheap as well. Blink Dagger, this is something that they have been lacking. I see a lot of speed on side of Team Liquid again, and I think they're going to be hitting an earlier timing. Mickey on his Nature's Prophet, double save again. You can make quite a lot of stacks with these heroes, and Team Liquid, so far in this tournament, has been top 2 teams when it comes down to stacking. You have Tiny who can clear the stacks, and most importantly, Bristleback. I think 33 in this one takes priority, because once he gets down to his item timings, you did mention the Aghanim Scepter, the Bloodstone, SNY, that's going to follow up later. I think this Bristle has a pretty free entry to the game.
I think we've got Celery on Enchantress. We've seen him excel on that hero. We have Quinn playing versus the one threat of the Avalanche toss Tiny. This should be a really great puck game if he gets a few support rotations to mid. He's got a bone to pick with Team Liquid. I think Quinn will take this game too.
Dyrachyu has to ignore his team in this game. Stop playing the active carry that you've done in the past. I need you to focus up, just hit the creeps, become the K1 of Western Europe, and make sure that when the game gets tough, you've got 3-4 big items to bring to the fight. If you're not, then yeah, Liquid are scary as ever.
I can't wait. I feel like this game, both teams will bring that aggression inside the game. Before we head to that game number 2 of this grand finals, though, we're first going to head over to the stage where Sir Action Slacks is with Coach CY.
Thank you so much, my friends. Yes, we are here yet again with CY. CY, thank you so much for taking time with us. Now, we've been in this situation before, but a little different now. It seems like potentially a new Liquid. Were you guys kind of taken by surprise in that last one?
Not really, I think. I actually think we did a lot of good stuff. I think we messed up some stuff as well. And I kind of brought them back in the game. Like, Visage gets a lot of gold, obviously, with the facet against, like, when he starts getting a lot of kills. So, in the end, it gets pretty hard eventually. But I actually think it was our game, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, in a situation like that, where you believe that you got the game and then it kind of got away from you, what was it like in the booth? What did you tell these guys to get their heads back in the game? Because this isn't your first time in a grand finals, and you got to get their heads on right.
No, I mean, like, I told them that we actually did the right thing, and, like, I think we comms well as well. I can hear the communications behind the scenes. So I think everything is, like, good. I think we just tried to run it back and, like, stay focused and calm and logical, and I think it will be fine.
Absolutely. You know, they say loss is the best educator. You guys seem to learn a lot on that one. You stole the puck, you banned the Doom, you denied the Dragon Knight. These guys have learned a lot from you as well. Anything left to learn about this team since we've seen you so many times before against each other?
I don't know, honestly. Well, we'll have to see.
All right, fantastic. Well, congratulations so far. We'll see how you do. Bump it up, my man. And we'll get right in to game number 2. Let's throw it to our wonderful casters.
Thank you very much, Sax. Yes, it's time to get into the action of Game 2. Fog, some crazy stuff going on in the draft this time round. We're seeing for Liquid. They get that support duo again, the Tusk, the Shadow Demon. But over on the side of Gaimin Gladiators, the Naga Siren gets through, a hero that's been banned over 100 times this tournament.
It's crazy how so many adaptations happened in this game, right? It's 0 common heroes that Gaimin was playing from the last draft. Liquid, they get 3 that they played last time, and those 3, they did look super strong. Boxion and Tusk in particular was kind of running the show, made them just come back in that game after that 7k deficit that they had, just with some clutch saves and aggression. And yep, I mean, we'll have to see if this type of gaming strategy ends up working, because it is a bit different from the style that we've seen them run in some of these games in this tournament.
Already seeing here setting up around the early action. No one going to find any fights off the back of the first bounty runes. But yeah, what do you sort of make of gaming's overall direction this time around then, in comparison to what they went for in game 1?
More scaling. They're going to be able to just play the game to the later stages and stuff like that. I feel like that last one is a very standard. They want to snowball out of control with this Underlord and Chen and just completely dictate the pace of that early first 20 minutes. But yeah, Liquid, they fought back formidably. This one feels like they can look to stall the game out, play more about that economy game and stuff like that with the DK. Just, is it going to work is a bit of a question. Because they're Liquid, they did switch things up as well. Even though they have 3 common heroes, they bring in this Bristleback that's not been played too much throughout this tournament. But I was looking actually just before this game started. 33's been kind of playing it in quite a bit of pucks.
And is there anything specific about the Bristle right now that you could imagine 33, you know, is the reason why 33 feels good about this hero in this meta?
Yeah, I mean, you're able to fight super fast. You thrive off of stacks, and he's playing with two of the better stackers in the game, the Shadow Demon in particular. And he's just able to park himself in front of towers and defend maybe some of these early aggressive moves.
Well, level 1, though, could be a little bit vulnerable. The snowball save's going to come out for now, but 33 still getting brought incredibly low here. I mean, they're trying to bait one another in. Maybe Duracio's the one getting baited in. They have up to, what, the 3 stacks of the quill sprays there, so Duracio had to be careful. Both cores getting harassed very low by one another's team's supports.
They make the call, though. Boxy's like, all right, maybe there's a little bit of a hard lane to just play straight up. He's going to try to at least pull this wave on the side here, and it should be successful. Mid, Quinn, we'll see how he handles versus Tiny, another hero that's not been played the most throughout this tournament, but a standard counter versus the puck.
Yeah, one that historically we've seen Nisha have some explosive performances on. See how well he's able to I imagine potentially get a lead in this mid matchup. How does this work? We saw obviously switched around last time, Nisha being on the puck, and well, Quinn playing like the melee hero with a hard-hitting right click. Is it also simply the case where Tiny can have a little bit of an edge early on, or is it not quite the same?
Yeah, slight edge in the denies, but it's a very skill matchup, right? I think I've seen either of these players kind of win, depending on just a couple of these few early CS and stuff like that. Because puck overall, the beauty about this hero now is you just get so much extra healing when you're playing in the lane just from this puckish, this innate ability. You're able to just walk in, tank tower hits, dodge spells as well too. So every phase shift actually heals you pretty massively.
Looking down at the safe lane this time around from Liquid. They're going to try with a bit of setup. I mean, Ace has got a lot of poison stacks upon him. Shouldn't quite kill him, but at least it's going to force him right back. And Sania having to be careful as Tofu tried to push forward in return.
Oh, and this matchup actually in the mid lane, something really interesting is, of course, you can dodge normal spells, and also the tree grab. I think Nisha has to be careful every time he throws the tree at the puck, because if you dodge that one, you actually get 4 times the amount, because it's a spell projectile. Is what it looked like, at least. I believe he healed for like 100 or something when he threw the tree and dodged it. I'll keep eyes on see if that mechanic actually works like that, but...
So far in the CS in the mid, it's proven to be pretty even in performance. 16-1 on Quinn, 14-3 for Nisha.
Yeah, and pretty solid stuff. And also, one thing that we do get to see, which I think has not really gotten through in too many of these games, it's this Naga Siren. And it's not a 5-position Naga Siren either, which is very interesting to see. They do want Celery playing this Enchantress, but
top lane.
Interesting change.
Quite a few Quill Spray stacks onto Duraccio. He's got to back off. The heals for Celery coming in. I mean, you feel both teams here, Liquid and Gaimin, really trying to push one another's cores to the edge, to the limits here in this laning stage top. Just the question is going to be who's the first to fall off the back of these back and forth fights between Duraccio and 33.
Just have to be careful because it's such explosive damage that can come from a Bristleback out of nowhere. And they do have a Healing Lotus on the Tusk as well. So if you do get over-aggressive, overzealous, they could just pop that Lotus, get an extra Quill or 2 out. So you do have to be a bit careful on the side of Gaimin how aggressive you want to get onto 33. But Duraccio, he's farming good. That's the important thing. So 21-4, and he is pretty much full HP.
And overall, do you see Gaimin Gladiators maybe having a bit of a better plan for dealing with mid-K if the fight started to get out of control? Because we saw last game, despite that early lead that Gaimin Gladiators had, when they started to sort of slip behind, there were so many fights that mid-K was just able to find prime position to sit in place, turret out that damage, and get just this incredible net worth lead. This time, do they have better answers to the safe lane Prophet?
I feel like they actually had... They had some really good heroes versus the Prophet in the last game, to be honest with you. So I'm not 100% sure, but they do have good ways to get on top of him and burst him down to more control, I would say, than that last one. But there's still these saves, so it's tough to really say, because the Shadow Demon and his Tusk, we saw what they were able to do to just stop any of this aggression if they were in the good position, which after the first 12 minutes, they were always in that right spot.
For sure, and if anything, we saw how well Liquid supports were able to get the saves off in a game against a smoke screen, where Ricky was involved. This time that's not there, so it may even be that little bit easier for Liquid to pull off these clutch saves when Gaimin Gladiators start making moves for the cause of Liquid.
This mid matchup is hype. I mean, it's very, very even. Just 100 gold difference between the two of them.
They're going to hit sort of levels at a pretty similar pace here in the mid.
But the puck can stay sustained a little bit easier, I would say, at this point, just because of that constant healing that's coming out. So Nisha actually does get pushed away from the lane.
They're going to go for Duraccio. Straight away, they see that he's alone. The TP comes in from mid-K. Duraccio's gone. It's first blood for 33.
Heads up stuff, and immediately we can just TP back to bottom. Love it. mid-K tried to do this that last game, too. Early TP around that 4-5 minute mark. This time, it works out just a bit better. And 33 now, top of that net worth. DK Enchantress lane, usually a lane that it's pretty difficult to bully, but if you're going to be able to bring the numbers like that, it is beautiful.
And in terms of the Naga Siren, right, one of the edges, right, with this hero is the presence in the lane. I mean, the question is, has Tofu been able to do enough in this laning stage? Because looking at the farm, not really caused any slowdown for Mickey.
No, and most of the times when I've seen this hero played so dominantly, it's because you're playing with that ranged core in the safe lane. You're able to abuse either this ensnare plus reel-in combo with the deluge, and you get some early kills. So, yeah, definitely going to be a different kind of approach from Tofu and see what he's able to do. Right now, it's just him using mirror images to kind of block camps and manipulate waves like that, but it's not really having the effect that maybe they wanted to in this bottom lane. Yes, Ace is farming, but you're not really putting pressure onto Mickey.
So Duracha looks like he might want to go for an early move down towards the bottom.
Oh, this is cool. They're actually bringing 4 heroes. So I guess this is the way they want to pressure because they don't have the best dual pressure. They want to do this, but Boxy's reading the movement.
Liquid seem to be relatively prepared for this potential play, or maybe they're just going to look to go aggressive first themselves. They do. They go straight over towards
Just
Tofu.
centaur creep.
You're going to get the follow-ups done as well from Ace. This could give Gaimin Gladiators the chance to fight back. Celery and Ace, do they have enough damage to threaten Mickey? A bit of body blocking here from Tofu with the Naga Siren illusion, but Mickey's still able to get around, get back to safety. So yeah, Duracho didn't want to be a part of this. Resumes farm up top. So Gaimin Gladiators, as soon as they lose Tofu there, they decide against trying to make that sort of wraparound play.
The Wisdom Rune, it's going to get stolen. He's able to just take down away Tofu. He's already limited
He's got no way out, though. He's got no way out.
Does he see him? He's sneaking.
He's actually been able to juke perfectly outside of vision. I don't think Tofu's seen him at all.
Celery, they see this with the scan. Celery's trying to catch him up, and Mickey's just waltzing past them.
They see him, of course, now with the micro. I mean, surely he doesn't get away with this, Mickey.
Surely not. Ace is looking to go get him now.
Yeah, they're going to put an end to him here, Ace. I don't know if he can do some crazy sort of sprout play. He tries, but the Quelling Blade's there. Ace will be able to slowly but surely catch him out and cut him down. So he gets the wisdom, does cost him his life.
Always painful to lose these wisdom runes. They're not really the most, I would say, the most level dependent supports on the side of Gaimin Gladiators, though, right? The level 6s aren't really that impactful from either one of them. Yes, the Naga Song later on will be, but early on, them actually missing out on that XP might not be the most atrocious thing. Because sometimes it's like a Snapfire that doesn't get a 6 super early, but these two, we'll see what type of result it ends up happening. Of course, the supports on Liquid, they're going to be super happy, and they're going to be very high level, so Boxy, he's already level 5.
And in terms of some of the individual farm we're seeing at 33, he's getting quite a scary bit of space up top.
Sure is. They're going for the surround play bottom. Duracho's got involved. Mickey
is trying to TP out time, but Duracho's found him. In on top with the Dragon Tail. Gaimin Gladiators, have they got any further cancel for the TP of Mickey? They don't, so they'll have to turn and sell for Boxy. Liquid, they get Mickey out.
Heavy commitment, though. It is a Stampede plus a DK form to at least try to pressure tower and get a kill. They just get a support. And yeah, like you said, in the meantime, 33, he's just maximizing mechanics.
Yeah, he's massive.
Yeah, he's just pulling creeps into jungle creeps, stacking them up as much as possible. This is going to be an absurdly fast Ags timing for him.
And we see the progress between the two mid laners. Nisha and Quinn continues to be incredibly close.
Dead even. Literally 8 gold between the two of them or something, or 9. My math was bad.
But yeah, looking at 33, you got to sort of ask the question of Gaimin Gladiators, what's the plan with regards to this Bristle? Because at the moment, 33 is on track to get one of the faster Ags timings you'll see on a Bristleback this patch.
I imagine it's just to get a really, really farm DK. Maybe at some point the Silver Edge later down the lines can be something they look for an answer, but I would imagine it's the Duracho getting this armlet, getting this type of crazy type of farm to deal with him, because besides that, their damage is definitely quite limited versus a very farmed Bristle in the early game. And speaking of very farm Bristle, he does still have those stacks to go back to as well, which I believe is like a double stack and a triple on the Ancients.
Yeah, that's insane. Actually, if things continue like this is going to be a completely insane Aghadim's timing. This game for 33. He's already half the way there. As you say, with stacks to plenty, he'll be in a very, very solid time. And across the board, though, the 3 cores of Gladiators do have the tools to make plays. Definitely on our heroes outside of the Bristle. So we'll see where Gaimin Gladiators look to make their moves. And just in general, look to see if they try and check out this area and get some information regarding the stacks of Team Liquid. Celery been caught in.
Big Wrath of Nature.
And with the burst coming in as well from the Snowball, Stampede is not going to get Celery out in time. Same time up top, Duracho is going to try and set him on a 33. He really is, and backup is in for it. And Sania holds back Duracho. With these two heroes, there's just not a chance. Even with Quinn being present, he knows that using a Dream Coil there is just not going to do a whole lot at all. This Bristleback is very unlikely to die unless they bring all 5, and even at that, it might not still be an easy job.
No, absolutely. It's going to be till later on when they have the answers, especially like we were saying, the DK, or if they can get him actually facing the right target, because they do have stuns at the least to be able to stop and hold that Bristol back in place. Nisha?
Gonna try and get the catch. Nisha optic to immediately break the Dream Coil. TP's were going to come in, but they've actually backed off on that Gaimin Gladiators. They know they're not getting a kill quick and easy. Nisha's going to be fine.
Quinn's in trouble.
He's ended up under the tower, jumping over towards the orb in an attempt to get away from Nisha and Insania. He's got another orb to try and break away. Have they got anything to stop it? They have not. So Quinn is able to dance safely back to the side of Celery's Enchantress.
Almost had the vision there from Nisha. If he was able to get that toss, the phase shift and everything was actually down, could have almost maybe gotten that pocket. But they're going to smoke instantly, even without the coil at the ready. This is a very unexpected move that could catch Liquid off guard here. They're going to throw the scan.
Let's see what they can find. Mickey would be the ideal catch.
I mean, they have this deep ward. It's about to expire as well, too. Mickey might not see this coming. That ward was literally right outside the sentry range.
Yeah, this is a solid play here from Gaimin Gladiators, but it will get shown now. So TPs do start to come through. Maybe these two can't get the burst off in time to kill him off. Mickey's going to come in with the stone.
They got Quinn
from Boxy, and indeed they just turn and kill Quinn off.
Boxy was that was the fastest TP I've ever seen. It was literally before they even showed on the smoke. It felt like that was crazy. He's on point with this Tusk.
It looked like they were going to get away with it as well, if it weren't to be for this pesky Tusk. Boxy, save after save.
Mickey's doing some really cool little stuff here too. Just planting this tree for extra damage. It's actually kind of neat. Just this GG branch with his innate. Actually very cool. I don't think I've seen many people do that. I was wondering why he was just randomly dropping the GG branch, and I'm like, oh, very cool.
The farm continues, and indeed this Bristleback, 33. He's completely out of control. The Aghanims, ridiculous timing here, pre-12 minutes, I believe.
That's insane. And he's got the Voodoo Mask.
Yeah, the spell life steal's already out on top of it.
Overall, looking at the lineup of Gaimin Gladiators too, nobody really wants to build a Vessel. I mean, Vessel's kind of a dead item right now, but no one wants to build Vessel, and Shiva's is not going to come down for ages, even if it does come out for something like Puck. So definitely going to be some problems that they have with this Bristle.
I mean, for Gaimin Gladiators, what sort of item timing or strength do you think they're looking towards to make their move this game?
I think it's going to be pretty farm heavy, actually, on this side gaming. I feel like it's a very different strategy that they've gone for this game around. Usually they're around like 25-minute aura timings. There's a lineup where we may not even see too many auras come out from either side, let's be honest with you. So definitely a bit of a different kind of style game that it could lead up to these like late games, which I think we're all looking forward to, because we've had quite a bit of these games around like the 20 to 35-minute mark that kind of end. This one could get pretty late game if they end up playing just for this farm game, which for gaming, it looks like they want to. So Liquid definitely have a way to set tempo, though. They have this Bristleback who's massive. They can force objectives very early on, and that's what it feels like they're going to start doing, playing around 33.
Yeah, we'll have to see how much they can force, because indeed, if the game gets to a point where we're sort of 25 minutes in and the Bristol's at the high ground of Gaimin Gladiators, Gaimin Gladiators are going to have to come in with some sort of answer.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's definitely the ideal play that Liquid wants to do, is pressure the map early.
Strong lead in from Quinn. Do they have the damage for evading the Stampede and the Who Stomp? They certainly will. Mickey, there's no saving him this time. Gaimin Gladiators think it's the kill, but can they get out? Nisha is in with the combo. Avalanche to follow up onto both Nisha, onto Quinn and Celery. Snowball over towards Quinn. They've got the stun, the punch up. They're taking Quinn out. Celery, he's been caught in by the shards. 33 and Insane are ready to chase down Ace. Celery's going to TP out as Liquid. They'll look for the bigger target instead, getting Ace as well.
They'll get the trades. And the more advantageous ones, they do have to swing 4 heroes down here, so it's quite a bit expended. Duracho will be happy to be able to farm off of that timing. But Liquid, it's such quick reactions that they've been able to do here. And Nisha now at this point has a very large separation between him and Quinn. The amp damage rune already finished up onto him, or amp damage is on in for him, and he's going to have a phylactery pretty early on. So the scaling is also going to come from Nisha.
It's just taking that little bit more time and just been that bit more hard for Quinn to find successful kills off the back of his Dream Coil plays.
He has to just be so careful, because there is this type of explosive damage. The Tiny is always going to be a bit of a problem for him. And Boxy so far, no matter what lineup he's against, it feels like if he gets his Tusk is a problem.
It's a nice play there, Celery with the Wild Wing Ripper trying to tear himself away from Nisha. Nisha for now is going to continue to chase.
They've got the TP coming in.
Indeed, Nisha slowly playing around with Celery. They've got the numbers here. Insania, Boxy, Mickey, the whole team pretty much turning up to get another kill on the board here, Liquid.
And the crazy thing in the meantime, look where 33 is. He's just occupying the enemy triangle, kind of challenging them, telling them to come at him, because he knows he's pretty much invulnerable unless they bring all 5. Buys an early shard as well too, so he's got the hairball even stronger. he is a big problem. Dyrachyo is farming, but he needs a couple bit more items before he wants to be able to join versus this Bristle. Armlet, S and Y, and then yeah, we see that Silver Edge is going to eventually, of course, be queued up onto Dyrachyo. But it's going to take time, and Liquid, they can thrive off just occupying the map with this 3k advantage. With this early Blink Dagger, with this aggression, they can play with the Tusk.
Looking for the setup around the mid. Liquid.
Big
Getting the
damage.
jump in Nisha. He's able to get the setup straight away. They want to try and burst through the Enchantress. The heals are up for Celery. It's
Not
too
enough.
much damage though. Liquid. They can get pretty much any kill that they jump for right now. Mickey's ready to lead in for more. Looks towards Quinn, but the orb is back up.
He's slowed down.
They've got
a
it.
stampede.
They absolutely have to, but Nisha's able to still get him with the toss. The stampede doesn't matter. Nisha still able to close the gap and take Quinn out.
Liquid's playing too fast for this gaming strategy at the moment. Yes, Dyrachyo is farming, but everybody else is starting to fall further and further behind. They haven't been able to really involve Tofu either. I know he's just sitting back, kind of trying to get some farm going, but they can't even reset and avoid the fights that Liquid's bringing to them. The timings are accelerating fast. And they're losing access to so much, like 33. He just keeps taking away these Ancients. I believe they've been stacking some Ancients on their side, cleaning them up too. So they're farming, it feels like 70% of the map. Gaming under a lot of pressure here.
That Silver Edge, as you say, cannot come any sooner for Dyrachyo. He needs it yesterday, really, against this Bristle. I mean, once it's there, that will be the big test of whether Gaimin Gladiators can bring together a fight to slow Liquid down.
Yeah, but it's not just the Bristle, right? It's Nisha scaling. Mika is starting to get some scaling too, even though he's died twice. He is getting closer and closer to having his big item. He actually has it, sorry. So Gleipnir's already done, so Liquid can just keep looking to pressure. And Gaming could really struggle in the damage department to kind of dissuade and push them off these towers, or if that early Rosh, because Liquid feels like they have options right now how they want to pressure the map.
Oh yeah, they're ready to get in under the tier 2 tower. If Nisha sees a chance to jump, he's going to be straight in for it. He's got an arcane rune in the bottle as well.
And he's got that phylactery, so that burst damage, it's there. They're going to start to hit this tower here. Tofu wants to try to slow it down, but you can see the way that Gaming's postured on the map. They don't want to go for a full-out fight around here.
I mean, Liquid's going to have a pretty good idea that Gaimin Gladiators is playing from this tree line. Indeed, Quinn and Tofu, they've just got to back right away up to the high ground, up to the base. There's going to be no defense outside of a fortification here. They'll push them back temporarily.
This tower's going down. Oh, they actually lose the treant there. Whoopsie, Mika. Bit of miss micro.
Quinn, again, sort of having eyes on this area of the map, but he can't really start anything right now. All he can sort of do is just sit back and watch whilst Liquid takes these towers.
It's so dangerous for him to step up. Just this tiny pick, it's honestly working wonders to just not allow this puck to have any type of opportunities in the map to split things up, going to get any type of that extra farm. Quinn is very poor right now, bottom of the course.
Really looking to be all on Dyrachyo.
Yeah, it definitely is right now. And look at the positioning, like Celery, he's trying to find desperate places to farm, but there's a ward, and they will find him again.
You just can't hide on the map right now from Liquid. They will find you.
Firm control. Rosh soon on the menu. Maybe they'll wait for it to shift down to bottom, but yeah, they really feels like they can kind of go anywhere right now. And of course, 33, he gets the Vampire Fangs. I know Sand Kings have been the ones kind of thriving off of this one, but this is definitely one of those other heroes that can become pretty much unkillable on top of already being unkillable. This just adds an extra layer.
Yeah, they've just not been able to slow him down one bit this game. It's just been completely free for 33. It's 19 minutes so far.
And Quinn, he got spotted for a second there, his orb. We'll just be able to split it up.
They just have to keep so much distance between themselves and Liquid. And even at that, as we're seeing Liquid, for good setup of Mickey TPing in and getting the catch with the Gleipnir, they can still find kill opportunities. So Gaimin Gladiators, they're having to play so cautious right now.
They're this is probably one of the, I think this might be one of the first times I've seen this tournament that Gaimin is just full out split farming. They don't really want a full out fight, but Nisha shows.
See if they can punish Nisha here on his own.
He's got a regen rune.
Backup is coming over. I don't think they're killing this tiny. Nisha's ready to turn things around. Gaimin Gladiators, they've got to run. Quinn, it will be able to jump down to the low ground in time. Tofu comes in with the song, and that may just be enough to save Ace. Indeed, Ace will get out. Tofu able to make sure there'll be no casualties this time for Gaimin Gladiators.
Look how much they just expended, though. They're trying to get Nisha, and he had the regen rune. He's full HP. This tier 2, it's gonna fall.
And it seemed like even if he didn't, I don't know if they were getting him there.
Okay. They used the I mean, this is their high ground glyph. This is a dangerous one to use at times when you are behind like this.
Let's see how much Liquid want to push it. Tower's gone. They're going to be tempted to maybe take the Tormentor first. should be able to get that pretty easily here with 33 on the bristle.
Yeah.
There's going to be no struggle taking this one away from Gaimin Gladiators. So Tormentor for Liquid, just a shard there for Boxy.
They used the glyph. They're forcing because this glyph is on cooldown.
I mean, we talked about what do they do when 33 on this bristle is approaching your high ground at 25 minutes. I mean, it's happening at 20 minutes.
I'm sure Jenkins is losing it. These glyphs that people use sometimes, they're very, very dangerous.
I've got the blink now on Quinn, but
They need more
going
damage.
in for action, it just does not seem appealing.
No, they need the next item, really, on Duracho, but the items are just flirting and too fast from Liquid. Roche, it's up if they want to go for it, but they're still looking to apply pressure around here, at least deny away this Wisdom Rune.
And at the same time, just making sure that they keep the efficiency up Liquid.
Absolutely.
Nisha continues to clean up stacks in the jungle that are being made, and Mickey just finding completely free space on the other side of the map, far, far away from any chance of Gaimin Gladiators getting out and finding him.
And Liquid's Tricore is looking beautiful. And overall for Gaimin Gladiators, they kind of are in this 4 Protect 1 a bit for this DK because of how hard the Pucks game has gone. Yes, Pucks can scale, but right now Quinn is in a very dangerous position versus this Tiny.
Duracho tries to get out with this early play, but sentries are already laid down. They're already prepared for it. And of course, at this stage, still just the Shadow Blade alone. He's quite a bit more until he's got the fully fledged Silver Edge. So for now, the farm just has to continue for Gaimin Gladiators. Quinn?
Liquid just wants to force it. The glyph, it's still on cooldown for some time.
I mean, it may be at a point, maybe Gaimin Gladiators just have to let this set of racks go.
It might feel like it, yeah.
It's a tough call to make, but in reality, what do you have right now
You can't
to stop this push?
bristle. You cannot touch this bristleback.
And Quinn's here, but outside of an illusory orb, that's about it really when it comes to the defense. Tofu just nearly getting cleaned up by the Nature's Wrath.
What? Hey, their axes are just gone.
They just don't have the defense right now. They don't have the answer. They have to let Liquid take that full set.
Dangerous times here for the side of Gaimin. It's pretty much all on Duracho at this point now, if the Silver Edge is even gonna matter now. Because like you said, it's a tri-scaling core lineup here for Liquid. They can go back for Roche and look to probably continue this pressure here.
And they just have so many saves as well. If Duracho is able to kind of get in and start off the action on a core, it's incredibly likely Boxy and Insania, they're gonna get the saves off. Sure, Gaimin Gladiators, they've got some ways to get to the back lines between the blink of Ace and the blink of Quinn. But finding both of Liquid supports, it's not going to be easy.
No, and it's the thing is too, is just these heroes are not squishy by any means too. I'm just still looking at damage. Yeah, they'll have break, let's say, right, for the DK on this DK for this Bristle. But Tiny has 3,000 HP. Bristle also has like 2,600. The Nature's Prophet is also incredibly tanky too. They may be able to focus fire one target, but it feels very difficult for them to bring down all of these heroes. And Liquid is also, they've been gathering Lotus's own. So on top of having this tankiness, they have a greater healing Lotus as well in the Shadow Demon to limit even more of that damage that Gaimin Gladiators is lacking. They're going to keep this pressure going. Celery.
To put the Stampede. And Gaimin Gladiators, they don't want to lose even the supports at this point, just try and stop the bleeding.
Glyph is back up. Duracho in a dangerous position up here.
It's going to be another objective that Gaimin Gladiators, they're not going to want to do anything about.
There's 4 minutes still left on this Aegis too. Liquid can look to continue pressure. They do have to address the lanes a little bit here, but Mickey, he can always just back up and join his team. 33's forcing it. The strategy right now is working beautifully from Liquid. Ace has bought it. I mean, they need this type of healing reduction, right? So a Shiva's on a Centaur. They need to try to fight and push this back. They cannot lose another set.
These are the two big item timings. Ace with the Shivas, and now Duracho with the Silver Edge. They're going to try and start off the action very quickly. They'll be able to take the Aegis out of 33's hands.
That's the one.
Boxy and Mickey will turn attention over towards Ace. He's able to put the blame out. So for using the song, Gaimin Gladiators, they're going to consider if they want to do something aggressive or if they want to hold back. They'll step off to the side of the fight for now.
Nisha.
Oh, he's going to get caught by the opening stun. We'll get dragged to the side here by the drinking, but it's Dream Core down on the three of them. Duracho and Celery trying to bring the damage. They're doing a lot here. Bring the load down. Save Nisha out. They're going to be able to take down Boxy. 33's going to get pumped up by the heel of the Lotus Devling from Insania passing it over. 33 will be able to back away, but Gaimin Gladiators, they'll continue the chase. Orb comes in from Quinn. They're in onto Insania. 33 and Mickey, they're looking to bail out of the fight. Duracho, can he get us off in time? He can't. The 2 cores will get out, but Gaimin Gladiators, a successful defense. The big items come in just in time. Between the Shivas and the Silver Edge, it gives them that extra bit of power to push Liquid back.
It was exactly when they needed it. If they didn't get these items pretty much at that exact moment, these Raxes are going down. And it does seem to catch Liquid off guard there. Nisha, a very overzealous blink forward, gets himself caught in no man's land.
We'll see again here.
Like, watch this jump from Nisha. This was very, very dangerous. Because it just puts his team in position where they can just get gone on afterwards, and they have to kind of react to try to save him, and it ends up setting up Quinn with, I think, a 3-man Dream Coil.
Yeah, immediately Dyrachyo finding him with that Dragon Tail stun as he gets caught in the front. I mean, just that whole sort of start where Tofu uses the song to allow them to back off. You know, they were ready to hold back and not do anything, but at the same time, they were also ready if Liquid were to go that little bit too deep and make that sort of aggressive play, and that indeed was what ended up happening. They get punished, Liquid. Gaimin Gladiators taking away some of that lead.
It's big. That's what their lineup was about. It's not the standard Gaimin Gladiators lineup that they usually go for. It's a much more scaling one. They do need to be able to protect themselves for these next... I mean, the pushes are going to continue coming, so they just have to be prepared and make sure that Dyrachyo stays at this top net worth.
Because, yeah, I guess that's the question. After that sort of defense, you know, if you're Liquid and you get pushed back like that, you don't have the Aegis anymore. You're going to have to wait a long time until Roshan's back up. What's the game plan? Can you afford to sit back, or do you have to keep your foot on the pedal and go again?
I think you want to keep your foot on the pedal. It's probably just playing around like one of these extra BKB timings, though. When you see that type of pressure play come happen, you're like, okay, our Tiny will go BKB probably, and then also the Bristleback just to be able to force the issue or force the next Roche fight. And they do have at least the one on the Bristle. I see Nisha, he still went a little bit greedy. He did go Echo Saber instead of the BKB just yet. But they do have a triple BKB timing, so I'd imagine, yeah, they still want to look to pressure. Gaming, they just want to keep looking to scale, but they can fight if it comes to their high ground.
Dyrachyo feeling more confident now to farm in some riskier positions on the map.
I'm wondering if he does want to go down this Satanic route, or if he does feel like he wants even more damage. Both feel good.
A smoke play from Liquid. They're ready to try and see if they can get a catch outside of the base that could lead them into the possibility of pushing for the high ground once more.
So it's 2 BKBs. They have lanes in good position too. This bottom lane is always going to keep pushing in because of that early rack that they got. So looking to swing and catch somebody, but Gaming, they're ready for this. Prepared inside the base, just using the illusions to split push.
I guess the question is if they themselves want to go for a play in return. They do have smokes available on Celery.
They've got a nice little semi-push going up top with this Dark Troll Summoner. They will use the Glyph on the side of Liquid to stop it. Looks like they do want to at least deny around this Wisdom Rune again. They want a fight on the side of Liquid, but Gaimin, they are smoked.
They want to go as well. They're going to have to wait a little bit of time for the Elder Dragon form to come back up for Dyrachyo. 30 seconds, so have it kind of comboing in with the ending of that smoke.
And look at the neutral item that Dyrachyo chose too. I mean, he's just jacked up on the armor. He gets the Craggy coat. Not usually the most ideal for the damage potential, but he's sitting at 45 armor or more.
That's fair. It's a whole lot of physical coming out from Team Liquid.
For sure.
So start to tentatively head out to the base, Gaimin Gladiators, but for now, Liquid very much elsewhere. As the minutes close in towards the next Roshan respawn. And by the looks of it, I think, yeah, Liquid, maybe they do just wait for this to come in return, as they know after that last attempt to push high ground, that didn't go too hot for them. They've got to be very careful about how they go for it again. They're regaining that lead. We're starting to see that net worth grow once more, back up to a 5k lead for Liquid with these more passive moments.
Always inside the base, though. It's more dangerous than those like outside fights when you're diving, committing forward. So around that Roche fight in 2 minutes or so, that's probably what Liquid is looking for, like you were saying. The BKB still will be stalled out from Nisha, but Nisha did find himself a Nemesis curse. So
Dyrachyo
looking at some of these
the Silver Edge touching onto 33. He can. The Dragon Tail stun to follow things up. And see who's done with the saves there. Snowballs in and Boxy's ready to help turn things around. TP comes in from MK. They're going to look straight over towards Tofu, try and get the squishy kills first, and with the BKB pop by Mickey, he can continue to punch into Tofu. Tofu is surviving for this damage. Mickey's not got quite enough to kill Tofu off, and Tofu, he's able to get away. Liquid, the turn over towards Ace instead, but the Stampede's out. The Sprout's there to try and stop him. He cuts his way out, but Boxy's got the punch up. Ace, he'll get one more who stop off, but he'll fall. Now they'll turn over towards Dyrachyo. Liquid trying to surround him. Quinn looks to jump the back line with the toss-ups there. They have the burst to bring Dyrachyo down. The Dream Call comes out, but it's a little too late. Gaimin Gladiators, they're running out of of damage. They have to run. They have to escape. And Liquid, they're going to try and do their best not to let them. Nisha back in with another toss combo onto Celery. Liquid take the team fight.
Gaimin thought they could re-go. They had the break potential. We saw Duracho, he turns and gets that second hit, but it's an instant disruption from Insania, and they just turn and get right on top of him. He is still semi-fragile on this DK if they have those numbers. And now a 10,000 gold lead, they can look to barrel it down. They can look for another lane here.
They certainly can. No need to necessarily wait now for the Roshan respawn. 33 at level 20. Storming down the mid here, and Tofu's trying to cut sort of the waves with the illusions, but Liquid can quickly clean through those.
Bloodstone's about to be finished for him too, so, I mean, you didn't kill him yet. You killed him the once on the Aegis with the Silver Edge. The Bloodstone's gonna make it a lot harder. Quinn trying to stall things out. Backdoor kicks in for a second here.
Now they really don't want to have to use Duracho's buyback. 20 seconds until he's back, and they've got the fortification. So they should be able to push Liquid back without the presence of the DK.
But another flurry of items going to come out, and I believe they also lost their gem in that last engagement. Celery, he had it for, what, 5-6 minutes or something. Now they have it on Insania. So overall, all these wards that Gaming did place with that type of outside movement, they're all gone. So the vision is completely gone from them. The map is dark. And that Roche, it's going to be potential soon. Let's see how quick the spawn is. Gaming have to be prepared.
McKay's got his next time done, the full Silver Edge. So in a situation where we saw, that last team fight, a bit of a messy start in where they were trying to focus Tofu, but they didn't quite have the damage to bring him down. With that extra bit of damage the Silver Edge brings, it should be a little easier to dispatch at the supports during the Song of the Siren if Mickey gets his BKB off first.
And now they can, to be honest with you, they might be able to do initiations onto a DK. If Duracho shows himself aggressively, there could be a tossback, a break, and this DK will look very fragile. So big damage increase coming out from Mika. Gaimin have to be positioned down here. They have to be ready for the Roche spawn. Trying to get ward control.
They absolutely want to contest this. Liquid.
They're sneaking in. They've got the vision.
And he's into the opening. The Avalanche toss combo straight away, bringing him down to about 10% HP here almost on the puck. Quinn, he's got to get out.
He's dead.
Boxes in with a punch up. Quinn's out of the fight. Celery, he'll try for the TP out. They got anywhere to stop it. They don't. So Celery will live, but that's Quinn out for a full minute.
It's no hesitation. The second they put the ward down, it's an instant jump. They got dropped, what? It was like 10% HP just from the combo from Nisha. There's no way that Gaimin can react in time. That Roche, 15 seconds, but they'll have more than enough time to get it.
And we're seeing multiple times as well, Boxy, with the blink, he's now
so quick.
More than ready to catch Quinn after he's tried to jaunt out with the Illusory Orb. It's always there with a follow-up, Boxy.
And even though Quinn, he does have like Defiant Shell and all this little bit of extra armor and stuff, he is still just very burstable from all this damage that Liquid has at this point.
Yeah, massive amounts being done by that Nature's Wrath from Mickey. As the farm continues, as he's ready to now swing over towards that Roche pit. I'll pick up another Aegis here.
Just realized Mickey's just 0, 2, and 12. He's just the assist king this game with those Wrath of Natures.
Yeah, the highest kills they have right now. It's all on Boxy.
It's all on Boxy.
He's got 7 kills right now, 7, 2, and 6 on his Tusk.
Him and Nisha have really just putting a hurt onto Quinn. This game in particular, it's every single time Quinn showed, they double jump him, and he's either dead or put in a position where he just can't really fight afterwards. The fact that Nisha got Nemesis Curse also does make it a lot harder for Quinn to survive that huge burst damage that comes out. They do have Duracho with this Daedalus, but it's no defensive items really for him whatsoever.
I like it though. It's all in on the damage.
He has to go all in.
All in on the damage here for Duracho.
It is really a 4 protect 1 in the utmost, so he needs to just go all in on this. And this next fight, it's probably the most important one for them.
Yeah, if he gets to freely attack, you cannot underestimate how much this dragon's going to hit hard.
And they have the buff ups, right? I believe Tofu did finish a Flads as well. They had the Solar Crest from the last fight too, so just throw everything onto him and hope for the best.
See what they can get. This is going to be into 33's Aegis.
And 33 with that Bloodstone that was finished up on top of the other items that he's got now. He is even tankier, and there is a double save as well too, so they need to find the backline. They need to do some crazy type of simultaneous initiation.
Let's see how prepared Liquid's for this, because Liquid's going to know that their creeps are pushing all the way up to Gaimin Gladiators base, and Gaimin Gladiators, they're not doing anything about it, so Liquid, they'll know that they're out on the map.
They got the scan. Oh, puts him on the cliff.
Indeed, okay. He's going to get dragged back down though, Boxy, having to make sure that 33 doesn't get stuck in any awkward spots there on the cliff.
Nick is taking the base.
He's just got to put the Stampede. They've got to try and get out of this because Quinn, he's been caught by the initial combo. Tofu does have the potential of the song, if required, to get Quinn out of this.
He's caught by the stun.
I mean, the Snowball's going to catch onto him. The song comes out. It's going to be enough to allow time for Quinn to get away from this. Yeah, he's out with the blink. Tofu coming in clutch with the save, but indeed at the same time in the base. What happened, Fog?
He took the racks. I mean, he got caught because of the Invis DK sneaking around, but he got the objective, so well worth it for him to be able to get that racks.
Dracho in the mid. He wants to try and finish this job off. Quinn, it's a big coil. Nisha has to put the BKB and run. He's too low to want to stick around for this one.
Liquid gonna look to reset for those 60 seconds. Gaimin can't quite take advantage after getting this kill on the Nature's Prophet. Yeah, losing another set of racks when you're at this deficit is painful.
Yeah, the rat potential as strong as ever.
Always.
With this Nature's Prophet, especially with the amount of farm that Mickey has. They'll certainly be looking for that sort of play again, and respect Gaimin Gladiators. They've got to be prepared for it. And
there's only one more.
It can be something that works their favor. If they can set up a successful trap for the Nature's Prophet, it could be the beginning of Mickey's demise.
I don't think Mickey's going to go for some type of play. I think now it's like he's going to join his team and look to go for the press, because there's only one lane remaining. He doesn't need to take that type of crazy risk. That one was just, he tried to seize an opportunity because he saw a couple people. It was just a nice move from Dyrachyo to catch him off guard there. But Liquid, I imagine when he respawns, they're just going to look to group. And we'll see how Gaimin can fight back for it. Dyrachyo's damage is definitely there if he's able to get these attacks off. New neutral item soon too would be quite nice for him. I know the Craggy gives him some defensive capability, but we all want just full out aggression for Dyrachyo.
Yeah, gonna go straight for that Ags after the Silver Edge, and now over towards the Tormentor. They'll be able to take this one. The smoke comes out from Liquid. They want to make the most out of these final couple of minutes of 33's Aegis.
2 minutes remaining on it. Quinn has to be careful of his positioning. So much burst damage if they see him.
See how quick his reactions are if they do get the chance to jump him. And Quinn, he's not going to play to take any chances. He's back to base.
Mickey joining the squad. They're smoked up.
Creeps are being cut at the moment in the mid lane, but the top lane pushing in. Nisha or Boxy both ready for potential initiation. It's just going to be the illusion for now, baiting some of the action.
Smoke didn't break.
Could look to go again around the mid, but Gaimin Gladiators likely to sit a safe space away from Liquid here. Nobody wants to get caught by the jump of Nisha.
33's gone for Greaves of his own. I mean, that's very interesting. Just extra little aura. Drinking buddies.
Quinn's going to try and jump in with the Waning Rift onto the three of them. Ace tries to come with the follow-up, but the Avalanche trips him up. The Dream Core's down, but the BKB's popped by Mickey. Now back off for now here, Liquid.
33, standing his ground.
They continue just to be this sort of impenetrable brick wall between Liquid and Gaimin Gladiators.
And they did get the tower. Did get whittled down from these constant hits from the tree and from those tosses. Does eventually die. DK form was used as well too, so there will perhaps be a little bit of a window if Liquid wants to siege once that DK form goes down.
And we'll see how strong they feel with the last seconds or so of this Aegis.
Dyrachyo.
He's going to try and start the action in Turai and see if they can take down 33 quickly. 33's dragged out to the side. Disruption comes out. They're going to be able to keep 33's first life alive a little bit longer as 33's able to back away. In fact, now he's ready to aggressively move it. He pops the Bloodstone. He heals incredibly up. As Celery's been burst down, has to buy back here on the Enchantress.
And Boxy's still alive.
And they've still got 20 seconds on 33's Aegis. They get another stun connection on towards 33. Can they even finish him off the once? The snowball comes in from Boxy. Punch him as well. The song comes in from Tofu. Tries to get Gaimin Gladiators back to a safe spot. Quinn's able to jump away here. Tofu bailing the team out.
Drinking buddies.
It's about to get taken away from him. So 33 will get tossed back to safety. Liquid, they'll pull back with the Aegis expiring.
How is Boxy living all these moves? He kept himself at, what, 10% HP, it felt like, for 30 seconds. That was a lot used there from Gaimin. 10 seconds till DK form, 33.
With the opening. They don't quite have the damage though, and again, the disruption save there from Insania. Ace is caught on the front, they're bursting through this Centaur incredibly quickly. Ace is gone, and he doesn't have buyback.
The saves every single time. One final racks remaining. Ace down for 60. Gaimin, can they continue holding on? Liquid, they'll back up and reset off of that.
They will. I think a little bit of a sigh of relief there for Gaimin Gladiators in a situation where they don't have their Centaur Ace for 50 seconds. Liquid are going to actually pull back away from them and not try and continue the push quite now.
So many of these fights, Gaming's just getting caught from what? I think it was a 3-man Ava toss there, and then a Wrath of Nature comes through, and multiple heroes are just at sub 50% HP. It's scary for them to commit afterwards. And these two supports on Liquid, they have to be addressed. Somehow they have to start getting like extra silences or something, because the saves, they're perfect. The disruptions are coming out almost instantly. The drinking buddy snowballs, etc. It's there just too fast. Gaimin have to try to stop this.
I mean, on paper, you've got to imagine it's Quinn on the puck that's got to find the position to disrupt the disruptions effectively, put a stop to these sort of players coming in from the back lines.
Dyrachyo has found another damage item, so Mindbreaker from that neutral item, of course, and he has the Aghanims finished up, so a bit stronger and almost 25. Quinn as well has kicked up the pressure. Parasma is finished with a Mindbreaker of his own, so maybe like even these little silences or something that he can do with these extra attacks could be a little bit of an X-factor difference maker. Still very difficult for Gaimin. They can't get through these tanky cores with these double saves.
And Liquid, really with how long they were able to get the action going throughout the end of that Aegis, it's getting close to the time where we will see Roshan pop up once more. And Liquid, with this sort of lead, maybe not too much of a reason to take too many risks. So
I think they'll wait for that, Rosh.
I think so too.
Duracho trying to do some sneaky plays here, but he's
they've
caught.
got eyes on him. He's going to get the jump. 33's coming in with the damage. Backup is there for Duracho. Duracho's able to bail up to the high ground. Gaimin Gladiators do split Liquid relatively apart. They fully commit over towards Insania, but he's able to get the self-disruption off. Nisha, eyes over towards Tofu. They've been able to burst through the two supports. This is the sort of fight the Gaimin Gladiators needed in terms of the start of it. Can they get the cause? They'll look towards Nisha. Nisha with the BKB TP out. They've got nothing to stop it. He'll get away, but the song's up to put a stop to the escape of Mickey as Gaimin Gladiators surround the Nature's Prophet. There's no save left for Mickey as Gladiators hit back hard.
Duracho with the sneaky play, just playing around. He looks like he's, I mean, it's like a typical Duracho. Hey guys, we got him.
That was a good bait.
He's got the whole team with him.
And now they could try for a bit of a push themselves. I mean, with this, it is 80 seconds, no Mickey.
That is very true. He does not have that buyback. Not yet, 500 gold away. He probably doesn't want to use it anyway. They've got the glyph. We'll be able to stall things out a bit here.
It is okay, still 1 minute and 45 seconds for the Roshan. So when he's back in, Liquid will have the full lineup back in force.
That could have been a pretty crucial moment. If it was one of those instant spawns, Gaimin could have potentially snuck
Check this out again. I mean, you're absolutely right. Duracho, he just kind of going for the bait play here, and Liquid, they kind of take the bait.
And they took the fight too. I was watching Mickey attempting for some split push potentially. It seemed like sending his trade, but he made the call to join. So they thought that they could probably take this fight, but overall, positioning from Gaimin was a bit too superior with that song that isolates Mickey afterwards. And the damage from Duracho, it's getting pretty scary.
And Mickey, and that BKB just not lasting quite long enough to allow him the safety to escape. Comes to an end, and Tofu's got the answer.
1 minute till the rush. They're going to check it out. They wish it was up immediately. 20 seconds, Mickey. Liquid still got to make the smoke out. They don't have the same information, so they've got to at least get something. They've got to poke their face there to see. AC was finished for Nisha.
They may have the net worth lead, but Gaimin Gladiators certainly have the position advantage here.
Duracho.
He's going to find 33 to start things off. He's going to try and open the play. There'll be an avalanche. They trips up Quinn straight away. Quinn, he's got to be careful. Burst down about a third of the HP. Backup comes in from AC straight over towards Insania. The coil's there. Quinn, he's been able to isolate the two supports on the back line. The Duracho, he's bringing in the damage. They're taking down Insania. Boxy getting low. He'll get another snowball off though, Boxy. They've finished off Tofu. Buyback comes in from Quinn. Snowball over towards Celery, but Boxy had to blink out. Still alive somehow on this task. 33 pots the BKB, tries to perform, but Mickey's actually blocked 33 off it inadvertently there with the Sprout. Goes for Duracho, but Duracho is able to get over this sort of area of the map that Liquid, they can't traverse quite as easily.
He's trouble.
Breaking away from them, but they've got the chase down. They've got another set of catch with the Sprout, and Mickey bringing in the damage. Liquid, they push for the fight. They get the combo onto Quinn. He's run out of orbs to jump to. He's got it back up in a second, but the crit comes in there hard from Nisha. Quinn, it's a dieback on him. Liquid, they push for the fight. They take it, and they're straight into the Roche pit.
Nobody else is doing damage but Duracho. At some point, he just can't do it on his own. These three tanky cores, they sustain through all of it. With that buyback coming in, Quinn actually buys back, TPs to the top outpost, and goes through the Twin Gate to try to get involved because he got picked off very early on there. This avalanche from Nisha was absolutely absurd. It kind of read the play and broke that initial go that Gaimin wanted to get to try to pop Duracho. And there you see Quinn, he does get punched up and brought down, so they have that number advantage for good amount of time in this fight.
Times in this game, we're seeing Boxy just living on a slither of health.
Unbelievable
and getting to play out multiple sets of his abilities. And this gives them the chance for Liquid to re-engage. And at this part of the fight, Quinn, as you say, buying back, it's just not enough to shift the tides of the team fight.
No, it takes him too long to get there because it's not like it's his outpost bottom. He has a TP top, go through a Twin Gate. Took him an extra 15 seconds or so to re-get inside that fight. And now Mega's been claimed. Liquid, they have 45 seconds.
They're pushing on. The fortification comes out. 40 seconds in which Gaimin Gladiators are going to have to try and defend without Quinn. Ace looking for the lead, but he gets caught immediately by the avalanche. Bounces away with the Ogre Seal Tone. The Stampede's there to get back, but the tier 4s are falling. Liquid, they're onto the edge. Gaimin Gladiators have got anything to stop this. They do not. GG's going to be called. Liquid take game 2.
They are playing so aggressive from the early